Okay, so if Areej Tahir was someone else and not you, would you be friends with her?
Yes. I have built my personality in a way that I don't hate myself. I have started to like a lot of things about me, what I do for others, not personally. Not how I interact with my own self, but with how I interact with others. And I know I'll be a good friend.
Okay, that's nice to hear, yeah. Okay. Ali?
Okay, so how would your close friends and family members describe you?
Well, it's weird because my close friends will describe me very differently from how my family would describe me. My close friends would describe me as we had an assignment, so they have already described me in a while, so I know how they perceive me. They think of me as someone who's selfless, which I low-key not agree with, but my family thinks I'm a cold-hearted person because I don't interact a lot at home. So that's very different how they all perceive me. I'm different with everyone, honestly. Everyone has a different perception of me.
So I think that's the case with most people because you're at this age, you're just finding yourself.
Honestly, and it's more like you're not that comfortable with your family. There's a lot of aspects to it. Although you should be the most comfortable with your family, but not everyone can resonate with them. Just because you've been living with them doesn't mean your mindset has to, be exactly how theirs is.
That's a tough thing to say because most people would not say that, but that is true. So
Okay.
let's just move on.
What do you admire most in other people?
What I admire the most in other people. It may sound like selfishness, but how people can prioritize themselves. I feel that is very important. How they can just go ahead with how they're feeling, and they're like, okay, no, this suits me, so I'm just going to go ahead with it. Not in the selfishness full type, but putting their own self before others. I feel that is a good thing to do because it has always backfired in my life when I don't do it. So yeah, I like that with others.
All right. So what's one quality of yourself that you admire most about yourself?
My ability to let go. If I have decided that I'm going to let it go, I will not hold grudges. I have this. It has taken some years to build this, but I'm not hypocritical. If I like you, you can see that. If I don't like you, I'm not going to
I
pretend.
can see that. Okay.
Well, I hope you can see that I do like you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, if an on-campus class gets cancelled, what do you do?
Sleep and sleep, or try to sleep. That's all. I really have no other activities.
Okay.
Okay, so what are some of your favorite things about NUST and why?
NUST at the moment. I'm in hostel, so obviously not everyone will agree with it, but the idea of going out with my friends in the evening, which I couldn't at home, whereas I am in the campus, but then exactly not in my room. I just get my own space as well. I get that chance to hang out, and I was never allowed to go out after the dark, okay, which was understandable.
Yeah.
But now I can do that, so it's like exploring a whole new world. And chai. I love the chai.
You love chai, okay, that's good to hear.
Although everyone has complaints with different chais, but I'm fine with every chai here, as long as it's chai.
I'm not fine with any chai, so we won't talk about that.
As long as it's sweet though, but
Yeah.
other than
Okay. If you wanted to attain a peace of mind, where would you go in NUST?
rooftop. I do that a lot. Because not everyone, after 12, everyone gets a little hesitant to go on the rooftop, so I'm like, I just turn on all the lights of the hallway because there's no one on that floor, and just go and sit or just walk. So yeah, it's like being alone helps at times.
That's a good quality, being comfortable with yourself.
I'm
So-
someone who needs a lot of time.
Yeah, I think we have a question about having me time, so I admire this. If people can be comfortable with themselves and spend a lot of time and not be bored with themselves. So, is this my turn?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Okay, so favorite things you've eaten at NUST?
Favorite things that I've eaten at NUST. Okay, I'm not very picky with food though, so that is one thing. I mean, although mujhe gobi nahi pasand hai, I don't like the dals and all, but if you have put it in front of me, I'm fine with it. I'll just eat it. I'm not going to go ahead and say ye acha nahi tha, wo acha nahi tha. I mean, you have seen it as well. वैसे नहीं करती हूँ. But I like the biryanis, the dinners. They're nice. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm happy with
dinners
the
are cool.
dinners are fine. And I like aloo ke parathe as well. They've been good as well. Uske ilawa bahir I like retro ka stuff. Retro is nice. Pasta I like the pasta.
You're the first freshman who said that you like retro ka stuff. I mean, particularly out of every cafe you've pinpointed retro. So kudos to retro for that.
Okay, which cafe do you visit the most and why?
C3 because it's like 5 minutes away.
No
And we can just run back when the curfew is hitting. We literally run back and it's not that far away. So that's nice. And it has good lighting, so you know you can have aesthetic pictures as well.
It's a nice
It kind of
vibe.
just like satisfies all the needs of a cafe. So that's okay.
How are you adjusting to hostel life? This was Ali's question and I'm sorry I took it.
Oh, no problem.
How are you adjusting to hostel life?
I have never, like, I have never stayed overnight at any of the relatives. Like, my parents were super, super strict about that. So, like, I always stayed with my parents, jo bhi tha. So, I was kind of weirded out. Okay, how exactly am I going to feel to stay in a different bed where my parents are not there? And it didn't feel, you know, itna ajeeb or anything. It just felt the same. I was just on my own. It was a new life, yes, but I didn't expect to adjust so quickly. It felt like ek din pehle din aake it felt weird because I had to set everything and we had our finals and it was like a very chaotic week. But I think maybe I could give my finals a little bit credit for that. I didn't get time to stress over the new life. But alhamdulillah, I adjusted super quick and I low-key don't want to go back home.
You guys are lucky that you know, got the hostels right away because boys mostly, some girls too. A lot of girls have to live outside. Thankfully, we're inside
I didn't get
now,
hostel
so.
in the beginning as well, but I have relatives in Islamabad,
Yeah.
so my parents thought that it would be better to stay with them than in private hostel because right now there's a lot of security. That element of security that you're talking about is
Yeah.
exactly why my parents decided not to send me to private hostels, and I'm actually glad because everyone had a very strange experience in private hostels.
So,
आपने पूछना है सारे?
नहीं मैंने नहीं पूछे सारे.
What do you think is the most pressing issue right now and how would you solve it? Nationally, internationally, or
Most pressing issue.
for you? What do you think?
I think for so many issues, you just gave me an existential crisis.
I just invoked your existentialism. I think.
Okay, I'm just going to like tone it down. I think in Pakistan, the perceived idea of feminism is a very big issue. Is a very big issue, at least to me, obviously. Maybe to others, climate change and everything. But they're like on a very global scale. If I talk about nationally, I feel the whole misconception around feminism because it is in my house as well. And my mother is against the idea of feminism because she doesn't understand it. Because I feel, you know, it's a very basic thing. It's a very basic idea which we all should not agree to, but have some decency to understand at least. But how misogyny creeps in exactly when feminism is talked about, and how people just look down on you when you're just talking about equality, this thinking that all you want is the wrong side of liberalism. So that is very concerning because it makes me feel scared how my future life is going to be. What if I settle with people and families who think that way and I just can't do anything about it? Because I flip really bad when someone is like, you know, disagreeing or giving vague or arguments that just don't make sense, unreasonable stuff. And yeah, I have had arguments with my mother, and my father just glares at me when I'm talking about it. So yeah, it's concerning for me because it affects me on a personal level as well.
I think mothers can be persuaded somehow because you know them very intimately.
Well, you don't
can
know my
brain-
mama. Move forward.
I mean, actually, ये भी होता है ना कि because people who complain about girls being liberal while asking about their rights do not know what liberalism means. So scientifically, if you're talking about liberalism, it's all about social liberalism and economic liberalism. So 99% of them would not know one from the other. So
Okay, actually, right term is the lack of knowledge or
Yeah.
the ignorance in our society.
ignorance,
That is the
which
problem.
has been instilled not by like a decade. So
It
it
has
has been
been-
going on for a
I don't
long
know.
time.
I mean, not to sound as if Pakistan ke main khilaf bol rahi hu or stuff like that, but I feel people are more stubborn here. to like change their views, because it becomes a matter of ego.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, you could say that about countries which have a rich culture. This is a downside, but there are positive sides as well about having culture.
Obviously. Now, I'm very
So-
patriotic on the other side, but I'm just saying
Yeah,
that.
if you're talking about the States, there is no culture of their own.
Exactly.
So they do not face such issues on a greater scale like we do.
People feel threatened that, oh my god, our traditions are gonna change, our culture is gonna change, maybe our religion is threatened.
Yeah.
No, some things are just basic decency, and you're just following some ignorant ideas, and you need to understand that.
So, do you think you've served humanity in some way?
ये फिर वो होता है ना, नेकी के ऊपर पानी फेर देने वाला हिसाब लगता है मुझे.
नहीं कोई पानी नहीं फेरेगा आप
नहीं,
बताओ.
कोई-
अच्छा, लेकिन बट आई मीन मेरे हाथ में बहुत छोटी छोटी चीज़ें होती हैं, लाइक यू नो, टू हेल्प द वर्कर्स, टू हेल्प द पीपल अराउंड मी एंड ऑल दैट स्टफ, और आई राइट एज वेल. सो most I have done is to, what I feel is that if I was around people who couldn't afford a lot and I had like a little bit of pocket money with me, I would try to do my best with them. Like I knew this uncle who had like lots of kids, and how their kids looked up at me, whatever English Mariam. Acha, to
Depends if they're taller or shorter.
nah, thank you for the attack. That was an attack.
That is not an attack. They could be shorter, you know.
So I used to do stuff, and then I used to write. So I had a friend who was very in complexes about her, you know, skin tone and everything. So I wrote this poem, Brown. It was all about how beautiful brown is, and I
Okay.
uploaded it, and I had like a little campaign where like 100 or 200 people talked about it, talked about their problems, how it affected them, and then it got published in a textbook as well. So to me, that is one thing that I feel like maybe if one person got affected, and I know one person changed their mind, I know a few people who changed their mind. Maybe it was temporary or something, but I feel like in a way I have served humanity.
It makes you feel euphoric, like when you know that someone has changed their thinking by your words. So that is a whole different thing. So,
And यहाँ पे colorism का बहुत issue है. So
बहुत
you
ज़्यादा.
did a great, like, you know, service to humanity. So
Okay, so what are you most proud of right now? It can be related to work or yourself.
Work related. 2 of my poems and 1 short story got published in a textbook that is going to be taught to the BS students in Lahore College and in some Californian university. I don't know. I mean, it's for US. So
why are
that
you being so nonchalant about
I'm
this?
I'm looking shy about
Aisha
it.
just told me about this, that we're going to be interviewing someone Areej,
She's very, very like, you know.
who is going to be published and being taught about. So I was like, wow, what is this? You know, you have to tell me about this outside of the interview as well. So because I also like to write, so I'm not gonna, you know, because this is your spotlight, so let's just talk about you. But we'd love if you'd, you know, go into more detail about your work, like.
Okay, so there's this literary agency called Writer Talk. It's not that big of
Yeah,
a
I know.
startup.
That's on Instagram, right?
Yeah, I am the head of operations there.
There? Okay,
Yeah,
I texted them one time to get published. I don't know.
Did you get a reply or anything?
Yeah, I did, but I needed a little more time, so.
Okay, now you can talk directly to me, okay?
Okay.
Because now I'm going to be dealing with the clients as well. At
Okay,
first, I
that's
was
good.
just the head of operations there, so we just had a magazine. I mean, you know, people evaluate success based upon the sales, but to us, behind the scenes, it's how we're able to produce it, because you know it takes so much time and effort, you know, to ask for the entries and then to, you know, filter them and then to publish them and to go to the publishers, and they are so annoying.
Yeah.
And then the paper quality, there is so many itty-bitty details that people do not realize, because you just get a book published. You don't understand that every word has taken so much effort, you know, even the formatting and the aligning and everything. So when you look at that, and you know, I was like monitoring everything, okay, how this is going to work out and everything. So in the end, when my name was as a project lead on the front page, so I know how happy that made me, because my father was like one of the first few buyers as well. So yeah, alhamdulillah. Is tarah se these are little things that I got published was on a Indian anthology, in an Indian anthology, and they were, you know, it was their first anthology, so they didn't take any payment or anything. So that was for the first time that I felt like, okay, maybe something is okay, something is good. But now, alhamdulillah, that textbook thing is something that made me feel like I am doing something with my life. Otherwise, I get this weird anxiety in my hands that, kuch bhi nahi ho raha life mein, I can't do anything. Pata nahi kya hai. But, alhamdulillah. Uske alawa, I have started freelancing once again. It didn't work out well for first time, but this time, alhamdulillah, I'm doing exactly what I was looking for, and like again, alhamdulillah, it came to me. It's not like I had to go look for it. I was planning to, but it came to me. Yeah, writing.
So I'd like to know, how old were you when you first got published in the Indian Anthology?
I think it was 2018 or 2019. I was 18, I think so, yeah. I'm 21 right now. So.
Good to know.
Am I older than you or younger than you?
You're older than me. Haika's older than me. So, yeah, all my executives are older than me.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
Oh my god. Why is everyone younger than me?
Okay, so who is the person or like situation, or it could be more than one person, who you credit yourself for helping you and who you are today?
I would credit two of my best friends, Aisha and Yamna. They have literally been a backbone to me. I'm not kidding. Like, people, it sounds very dramatic. Some things, they sound very cliche. But I know how much they have supported me. I mean, I have this persona in front of everyone that I'm very confident in this and that. But obviously, everyone has their moments, breakdown moments. And they have seen me in the most vulnerable ones. And yeah, they didn't change their views. So I'm very glad about that. My parents do understand me. They do help me. And they have uplifted me. And they have given me a platform. But emotionally and mentally, they couldn't resonate to me at that level. Just my friends did. So yeah, I would credit my parents for giving me the platform where I could do stuff, but to push me and to support me, I would say my friends.
That's honestly really good to hear, because here at university, at this level of education, everybody's looking to excel for themselves. So some people take you with them, or at the least not push you down. So that's a good thing. So lucky you for that.
So अब थोड़ा light-hearted segment की तरफ जाते हैं. So it's called Would You Rather. It's pretty self-explanatory. So okay, so should we go for like the alternate ways or like?
Okay, let's do the alternate thing.
Say so. Would you rather write 100,000 words or edit 100,000 words? I already knew.
Okay, bad grammar gives me a heart attack, so I'd rather write them.
You'd rather write it, okay.
So why don't we, to amuse her a little, do that for ourselves too?
Oh my god, I'd rather write it too.
Yeah, me too.
Editing gives you a headache.
Really. And you have to go into details, now. So that's.
So, would you rather prefer death by harsh cold or scorching heat? This was Haika's question though. This is not mine.
Why?
This was after.
If you want me dead, you could just say that.
No, after like that movie night we had, I was like, my brain was totally fried. I was like,
scorching heat or
harsh cold.
Harsh cold.
Yeah, harsh cold would be easier because वैसे normally बहुत ठंड लगती है. So like I would be like a little bit of ठंड and I'm dead.
Okay. Would you rather go into the past and meet your ancestors, or go into the future and meet your great-great-grandchildren?
I'd see my children. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to see people who have gone already.
And their mindset and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I don't want to go back to that time.
I was discussing this with my friends last night, and I was like, bro, I want to see in the future, right? So he says, what if there are no grandchildren?
Oh my god! That is a possibility. That is a possibility though, nah? Like, not everybody lines go on and stuff like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
shut up and
Okay.
Okay, so, Areej, would you rather have no museums at all or no libraries at all?
No museums. I love libraries. I live for libraries. Museums are fine. But like, I don't understand their point.
Okay. Okay, would you rather listen to music or listen to the never listen to music, or like listen to the same song forever?
You're asking me that?
Yes.
You know how much I listen to music?
Would you rather listen to one song forever then?
Yeah, I'll just listen to all of me for the rest of my life.
No, you won't listen to them.
She just said all of me, Jupa John Legend.
All of me?
Yeah.
Forever?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
All of me.
Doubting.
Then I'll be sitting on that piano with that face. You remember that meme? He was very done with this song.
His wife was like, I
Love that
think his
But
wife
I mean,
is
come
done
on,
with
that
it.
song.
It is good, but his wife was kind of done with it because I think he has to overplay it because it's a hit.
It's okay. I mean, no
Her
music at all.
face, her face, yeah, it was just hilarious. Fair. Okay, it's I think your turn.
Okay, so would you rather get drenched in the rain while getting something you really want from the mart or not get it at all?
What?
Would you rather get drenched in the rain to get something you really want? मतलब आपका दिल चाह
I
रहा है
said drenched in the
Yeah.
rain. I heard dressed in the rain. I'm like, what?
Okay, talking figuratively, so would you rather get dressed in the rain?
While getting something.
Oh my god, that just got worse.
Okay, fair. So.
But I don't mind rain. I'll be fine. I'll actually enjoy it. Okay, but I'd rather not want people around me, okay?
You
Then I'll have to be worried about how to dress appropriately.
From your path, though.
No, there are no people.
Okay.
Just you.
Okay,
On
fine.
NUST campus
I'm out.
alone.
I'm out.
Okay, so would you rather write a poem and then burn it, or write a poem and then forget about it?
Yeah. Tell us.
Wow, this is so painful to read.
Tell us. I was so
Forget.
hurt while writing this.
I've forgotten so many.
Actually, burn it because then I'd actually not forget it. I could just write it again.
Oh,
Nice.
She's smart.
It's
I would
very
do the
smart of
same.
you. Like midnight, those epiphanies and those story things, and you're okay. Sorry.
This is we're just having fun. So,
Our version of lighthearted. Fair.
Would you rather lose your journal or show it to everyone you meet?
You lose it.
But then won't someone find it eventually anyway?
I'll burn it.
Okay. Would you rather make a playlist for someone or suggest them films?
I'll make a playlist because I do that a lot.
Mm.
Films, if you're gonna ask me about a movie, मुझे ऐसा लगता है मैंने कभी कोई movie नहीं देखी. I forget foreign से.
Short-term memory.
For some reason, the only movie that I remember is Chronicles of Narnia. You're gonna ask me, what movie I'm like Chronicles of Narnia.
Nostalgic है ना?
Okay, I've watched so many, but
I think movies का वो जो time duration होता है ना, even though it's 2 hours, it's too little to just get into the characters unless हमने बचपन में देखे हो तब वो बहुत ज़्यादा you resonate with them and stuff like that. Fair?
So, would you rather write someone a poem or give them flowers?
flowers are gonna die.
Oh. You better write me one then, ठीक है? So, would you rather risk failing more than one subject or use flattery to pass?
My parents would kick me out of the house. I'd use the flattery. I have to do that. I wish his maths so.
I hope he... But I think we can't even flatter him now.
I think there's nothing to flatter. Moving forward.
Okay.
Okay, so would you rather get your photo photobombed or photobomb someone else's photo?
Both are fine. I think I would enjoy both. Like, किसी का face जब आ रहा होता है, it's very funny to zoom in. And I always have such strong expressions कि मेरी candid pictures are always very, very funny. So it gives
from
them
experience.
a laugh. It gives them a good laugh. I'm fine with either.
Alright.
Would you rather study from home and get straight A's or study on campus and get only B's?
You know the answer. I study at home. I already study at home. I go on campus to chill.
At home as hostel नहीं ना घर
Hey,
Like
no
वैसे भी.
university life. Nothing. No friends. Just you. On your desk. Depressed, studying.
I'm fine alone. I am very good at being alone, okay? I just plug in music and I'll chill.
Okay, nice, yeah.
But there's just gonna
Don't
be all
leave me
of you.
alone.
No, yaar. Fair. So Ali?
Would you rather hear the good news or the bad news first?
The bad news, so that the blow is softened by the good news later.
Okay, so would you rather be 4'5" or 6'7" and in height? 4'5" or 6'7". that's like above 6 feet. So, and then there's like below 5 feet.
I could go with 4 or 5 and wear heels, but I can't cut my legs if I'm 6'5".
Okay.
What are you majoring in?
Mass communication.
Okay. Mass communication has smart people. Alright, so yeah.
So
No.
you can have it.
Okay. So would you rather be a famous movie star or a famous author?
I am so interested in acting, but people associate a lot with your physical appearance, and I despise that. People just start seeing you for how you look and how you act. So I'd rather people that have see a piece of mind or read a piece of mind, then they see me on a deeper level. They understand me on a deeper level, maybe. So author sounds fun. It has an element of mystery to it as well. It's not a word
If you
story
like
though, but
stay
I'm just saying.
anonymous, then no? Because like I feel like the authors today, they have a certain celebrity like thing about them.
Like Ruby Kaur and all. Like I mean, it should be more about writing than
It should
the
be
author.
exactly.
I'm just gonna not start about Rupi Kaur. So
Okay.
Yeah.
You move forward. I think we relate on that.
Yeah.
I think we have the same view.
because when I write poems like which go to 6 pages or 7 pages, and Rupi Kaur is like,
3 lines.
this is your home. Wow. Best-selling book. Okay.
I know, right? That's not poetry.
That's not fair.
Insta
That's not
poetry.
fair, yeah.
Insta poetry is like just chill out. Sometimes एक दो चीजें हैं उसकी they're nice. Once she wrote about women or stuff like that, but other than that, no. You see people. अब इस तरह I used to get pissed off at people like John Keats and all कि यार ये क्या लिख रहे हैं? They were genuinely truly high when they were writing the poems, ठीक है?
Why would you be pissed off with John
Like
Keats?
halfway through they have started talking about something else and what is wrong with you?
Well, isn't that like
Okay?
Urdu mein
But now,
ghazalein?
but now I'm like, no, that's a talent as well, to incorporate everything and then to just link it back, and at the end of the day, it has the one essence, but you can just have your own meaning and everything.
Yeah.
But I had to read Rupi Kaur for that, so yeah, it was a painful experience.
So I'd recommend. Have you read Yeats?
No.
So yeah, his poems are good.
Have you read Richard Sickens?
Yeah, I have.
I have read
also read
some.
Alan Poe.
Yes.
His poems are good.
Have you read that poem, Dulcet et Decorum? And it's just a poem about martyrdom. They're talking. The entire. I'm going to talk about this poem. Okay, I love this poem.